I'm not bitching here. I'm just telling you what's going on. And we know Alberta's price is going up. Is it political? I don't know. I don't want to get into it. But we got to survive through it. And I know these box stores are killing me. And what I'm thinking of is the place I'm living in. I got to get firewood in. And there's a good wood stove. That's all it eats, that place. It's big. It's above it's on a ranch, horse ranch, quarter horses downstairs. It's a feed store, for the horses. So I'm upstairs in a 1,100 square foot house, uh, apartment, 1,100 square feet, wood heat, and on a ranch. It's for semi-retired horses. I'm doing neckline right here, and Detero oils and probably teardrop method. She does a lot of work, and I'm learning cranial release and stuff on horses. But and maybe do some Reiki on people around the area. But how am I going to live? The fuel prices are going up. Well, I'll get a car that's efficient. I got to cut back on things. I was looking at my Wi-Fi bill. My cellular bill was a fortune. So I got rid of the cellular. I went to a flip phone. As long as I got a computer and a phone that people can call me on, like flip phone. I got paper to write on. That's cheap. You can get them in a dollar store or something. But how did I live before? Well, I was studying this years ago, and I knew things were going to. I was just being Boy Scout like. Be prepared. So I learned to use draft horses. I'll get a team in there, maybe pull out some lugs up the foothills and just get the wood in or sleigh or something, haul it in. I'm really going, how was Alberta built? Was it built on electrical current things? No, it was built on pioneer technology. The blacksmith only had maybe an anvil and a forge and hammered out stuff. How many sets of clothes? Well, a cowboy only needs, Western man only needs things that fit together. So am I being Americanized? I think I am westernized. That we only need, Henry David Thoreau talked about if you're evolving, the minimalization of your wardrobe. Like going to church, you wear a suit jacket and your hat, your Stetson, and a nice shirt. You wear jeans most of the time, but you don't want too much, and your wardrobe's pretty easy. Cowboy doesn't wear a lot of stuff, but when he goes out, weddings or church or funeral, which there'll be a lot of them, he just doesn't wear too much. So stuff like that. I got a razor, and I'm throwing this out. Look at the garbage I get. So this is living on the food bank because the food's so expensive. I'm getting a good pension in, but it's not as much as the people that are working 5 jobs here and making it. It's just increasing. The more we work, up goes everything. So it doesn't seem to be going too far until she crashes. But it's like, well, we're on the beach tonight. But we got to look through it. And instead of bitching, working together. Alberta will be the way out and have the western parts to the horsemen for agriculture. So I started reading books like, I still think the same thing they pertain to now. And it was, it's a boring book, they say. No. It's called 10 Acres is Enough. To sustain a grassroots economy, we overextend our agriculture and we support community. And we support the community in a grassroots way. This is our empowerment. It's nothing to do with politics. We have a right to do that as Albertans. Growing food and selling it in the local markets. What we don't use. What we use, we learn to preserve and put away for the winter in the pantry. And I'm just one single man. I don't need too much, but I need better food than this. What I'm looking at is all these cans and junk and garbage going up. Doug Ford's going to made a plan to charge us for not putting them in the filing system of recycle. The crazy thing about that is recycling's not working. Look it up. These recycle companies just throw it in the trash. There's so much to recycle. So stop producing so much garbage and don't buy out of these places. Maybe that'll lower the price. The power of when people walk away from the grocery stores and start growing their own food. Am I radical? Well, you gotta be radical when you're starving. You could eat rats and mice, but there's no rats out there. They kill them off to grow wheat. But man cannot live on bread alone. And growing a garden is not bad. I'm out in the ranch, I'd grow a garden. But how big? I grew gardens and they were too big. Yeah. I want to grow everything. You just grow what you like to eat. And minimalize on other things. And I think I can save quite a bit of money out there. I'm paying a good rent price. But I'm getting more money on my pension out there. A few months I'll be out there. I'm going to talk to the Alberta government. I was out there for 3 months before. But I left. And it's just like coming back here. I left and I had to go on Ontario Works till I got my pension. And that's what happened. And it was tough. I was only getting $1,200 a month. I don't know how people live on disability or pension. It's getting tough. And a lot of people moved out of Ontario. They're leaving. Even because I think I look around me and the prices are going up everywhere. When you get up way up out of the way, live on a farm or something, go back to the old ways, you can live it out. I've always planned on doing that. It looks like the plan's going to work out. And how much energy am I going to consume? Well, I'm going to make candles. Are you crazy? Well, we lived on a circadian rhythm for years. The sun goes down, you go to bed. And that's where farmers work. And how much did you have to have the lights on for? You turn the light out. I'm just going to throw this in the sink. But I learned a lot of old ways. Nostalgia, pioneer ways. When we didn't have so much. I think there's something to say about going retro in this economy. Returning back to traditional ways, pioneer ways. I never wasted my life reading the Small Farmers Journal, reading books like Whole Earth Catalog on Low-Tech Technology. My dad taught me a lot about ram pumps back in 1914. He went to war. Dad's an old man. But they generate electricity off a stream. If there's a river there, you can put a stream in if it fits the. As long as it's not affecting the flow of the river. You just put a ram pump in there and get a permit. Prove that it's not going to hurt the ecology of the river in the area. And you can do it that way. Little streams could generate a lot of electricity. And how much? That's hydro. That's what we live on, hydroelectric. But, we had all this. They abandoned it for fossil fuel. It's like natural gas fired systems, just the way it went. And they're going up in price, the energy systems. Yeah, because things aren't working. Is it the government? Well, and you scam the government $9 billion, I think. Technology, it seems to be they're getting smarter. Technology improves, and so do scams. They scam the government $9 billion when they're handing out all that money. It's for hospitals, doctors, everything. So what I'm noticing, even doctors now are saying, I don't know if I'll come to Canada. It's costing so much for house rental. Yeah. So, years ago I studied equine sciences, and I kept learning, and I thought, wow, I might not live too long. But I've survived through it, and I'm still using it. And I learned draft horses and how to use them on farms and ranches to eat them. How many horses do I need? Well, one horse will probably pull out a log on a ranch. But a team's good. And haul them back. This is a wooded area. It's up near Sundre. It's all forest and mountains. It is up there. But it's a wood stove in there. I think I'll be all right. But she's in Mexico, the owner. And I'm writing her and telling her all this Reiki stuff. See, I don't think there's closed off as Alberta's open-minded on the energy healing stuff. My teacher's from Calgary. I go around, I went to hospitals. You're a Reiki master. How do you know? Well, I'm a nurse, and I took Reiki because this is remote. So you have to use energy healing. Head nurse here, and I use it. When I was in the hospital, we wanted to learn Reiki because we can't seem to get people working right. Yeah, I think every hospital needs it. I think we're living in an age of overanalyzing. And the foundations of life was pioneers of Canada and the United States. The economics is Henry David Thoreau's Transcendentalism and Ralph Waldo Emerson. They were simple stages of figuring out a budget and how much items cost. And right now I'm putting strings on my Telecaster. And I was looking on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and he says, he's a musician. Where do we get our gear? You go in the music shop, look at it. You know that they're paying a high price for bricks and mortar, and you go in, can I see that? Can I play it? That's good. I'll go back and order it on Amazon. That's about the truth of it. So I buy my strings on Amazon or some outlet. But I know what I like in strings and guitar strings, so I got to restring this guitar tonight. And there are a few things I got to buy. Just let that go. I'm not paying them that money. But I bought that cell phone, and I'll go out with me. And if they come after me, they'll get me a new phone because I'll get a lawyer up there. I can't seem to get lawyers here for consumers' complaints. I'm just getting run around by these big conglomerate cell phone companies. If that comes down to it and I have to pay for it, I'll have money coming in to pay it off. But I'm sick of getting ripped off by carriers and paying for phones. But, I bought a few things that's going to work. You got that guitar, it's got to be restrung. But I just started minimalizing. I'm thinking of all the things I learned over the years. I was always thinking of going grassroots. Does that mean green or environmental? Nah, I mean, it's got to back to some old ways. Cars are going to cost more money. I'll ride a bicycle. I'll ride a horse. I'll get a team. Now, that's old school. Nobody likes old school. It's nostalgia. Well, he was 98 and he was living well. He never had a car. Lived out in the country up in northern Ontario. We go in there and they're interviewing him. And they say, "Where are you, Fred?" "Down here, sand on the floor." He's just a horse and buggy team. All his life, his dad gave him the lines of a team of horses and he never looked back. So there's something to that. He was with the Amish Mennonites up there. And is that crazy? Well, Fred says, "I got nothing to do. I'm 98. I have something to do." "Where you at?" "Oh, Florida needs sanding down there, a block of wood sanded." So there's a science to nurturing animals. You'll live long because herdsmanship is releasing the good chemicals, feel good chemicals of nurture. And I guess that's why women live longer. So herdsmen and cattlemen and horsemen do live long. And I'm getting back to my nurture techniques. She's writing me what's wrong with her horses. She's got a gut problem in one mare. And that probably an energy block somewhere. And just keep the nutrition coming in. They're quarter horses. And, just work on that. They're a good horse, quarter horse. But there's something I like up there. There's all those damn feral horses. They're Spanish Mustang. They're in Arizona and all over. Are they a predator? I don't know. They complain about them over ranch land. Well, there's ways to get around it. They might need relocating. They haven't been killing them, calling them that way. I read an article that she sent me, and they're a bit of a nuisance, but my blood pressure is starting to show there. I use this Apple Watch, but I won't have an Apple phone. Probably have to give it back to Apple. It's just not, can't afford it. Get a watch till I get on my feet again. Start again. Or I'll get an iPad. Actually, what I might do is just sign the papers and I'll have enough probably to pay that phone off. But I'm going to make it a deal that they replace the phone for me. And as I leave it, it costs more. So I need somebody to help me get through it and write them a letter because it's just going through departments. I get an iPhone, but I don't need a lot of data. I don't know. I got that phone. I'd like to have one at home and have this watch working that I can working independent. I like the iWatch, but this I love for communications. I can't hear on even the iWatch if my earbuds are out. I can't hear it on really, and that I can hear. So I'm gonna get that, and I'm really deciding, simplifying my life. Too much tech is crazy in this world when the prices of technology are going up. And websites design, I found one company in England I think I'll use. It's Paper Bell. And I'm just deciding what to use, and I'm going to start a business up there, and I'll work with her. She's selling feed and tack in there, and she's got horses, so that's a good start. I'm going to keep on learning equine massage and therapy, and but I'm really thinking of learning holistic modalities like for people, medicinal remedies, because the system's starting to come to a limit with natural. I think natural health will come back in this new age. I really do. I don't think we'll have all this because nobody trusts it anymore. Look at the COVID. People were getting doubts about it because they created a fentanyl opiate problem, and then they look at it. Well, I'm not going to take COVID virus. You have to discern. I'm getting another vaccine so I can get into Alberta and keep things up to date. I'll probably get my birth certificate shipped out. But I can't keep on going like this, so I'm just going to get that form filled up. I might buy just a cheap iPhone till I get back on my feet. And you can pick them up places. But I haven't had any luck. They haven't. Just get something that is unlocked. See, that's when you buy a phone, they're locked into the carrier. And is this one locked? No, I don't think so. It's but it's working good. But it doesn't text out. I can't text it with the numbers, I like that. I just call them when they text me. But text costs money on that plan. Pay as you go. I might go for a pay as you go. I don't use the phone too much until I get money coming in. I might switch back. I'm going to go to pay as you go with Bell. It's costing way too much. They keep on increasing prices. I'll talk to them. I want to put energy there. Because I'm having one hell of a time with the systems. And if I got to pay back on it, they're only getting so much because I can't pay it all off. Got to get money. And to follow the province, they're not a good province for a man like me. Of course, business is not here really. And it's out west. And I'm just going to start with quarter horses and reining horses and go from there. And once I get a reputation, I'll keep on going. Thoroughbreds, standardbreds, everything. I'm not a one-trick pony, but I'm also going to do energy healing in the local area. And I'll teach people. You know what I like about the Reiki system? Once you teach people attunements, you're empowering them, and you charge a price for the attunement, and they learn, and they're on their own. They can practice Reiki, do it on their families, they're keeping their health up. And the beautiful thing about Reiki system is you're learning self-care. So you take up exercise or yoga or anything that's going to benefit you. You're going to take better care of yourself because Reiki is a practice. I don't think it's wrong. I think it's a modality of natural health care. And it works on horses and it works on dogs and cats. But there's no guarantee in life, is there? What I notice when I do Reiki on clients is their willingness to be open to want to get well. It opens the blockages to allow the energy to come in. I've seen people that were skeptical, but they wanted to get well. So I do a Reiki session. Whoa, what does that go to my head? Well, Jesus said in the Bible, when the blind man wanted to see, your robes made me see. No, it's your faith. So you're just opening the channel when you really want to get well. You've subconsciously opened up everything there. And all of a sudden the energy's going in. When people are really in trouble, I've done Reiki. And what is that going in my heart? Well, your heart's broken. You're in Ukraine and they're attacking your country. It's going into your heart. You feel it. It's not me directing it to your heart. It's where it needs to go. So there's a bit of a misconception about Reiki energy or energy healing in period at all. It has its own intention. I'm only like a conductor. Us healers are we the healer? Or is it the universal life flow or chi or ki or anything like that? It's humble to know that we're just helping. Everybody does that in life. We're all united. We don't have degrees, we just help people. Sometimes listening to a person will make a person feel better. Yeah, you don't have to have a PhD in psychology or anything. Too much thinking and impersonal feelings there. Just having a friend to talk to. A friendly visitor for an old person sometimes. Letting people talk up. When I noticed I needed to talk about my grief with my brother dying, nobody to talk to. They wouldn't come around. They don't know how to talk to people. There's a sort of a cowardly way with grief. You don't know what to say. You go to a funeral home, you don't know what to say to people that are in grief. You don't have to say anything. You just have to be present and bring some compassion in. Make them feel better. I've always questioned that grief, dealing with grief, and it's just being present with them, and letting them talk, to process all the pain in there and let it rip out. Anger comes out sometimes. But when they get, it's like vomiting when you throw up and you get the junk out. Excuse me for being graphic. But when you get all that garbage out, the good starts coming in. The gratitude for what you remember. So I'm really serious about that. I see a lot of people are not allowed to speak with grief. I had that out west. I heard an old man lost his ranch. His family died. A couple of them. When the family dies, you can't keep the ranch. You can't keep it going. Well, what was he talking about? He was talking about the good times. I wanted to hear it. The other guy told me, shut up. I got my own problems. Well, that's the problem with the world right now. Typical model of I got my own problems. Yeah, everybody has. But together we can solve them. What do you think? What do you think?